Welcome back, treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking and unbelievable coin legends ever told. The mysterious top 5 most valuable and most expensive King George VI 1 penny. This is the coin that the internet says could turn an ordinary collector into an overnight millionaire. A coin surrounded by rumors, obsession, and a value so massive it feels unreal. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will pull you straight into the world of hidden fortunes, rare finds, and the unbelievable secrets behind this legendary penny. Let's get started. First up in the 1946 United Kingdom, King George VI bicentennial penny, a coin whispered about in collector circles as a once-in-a-generation treasure. This humble one-penny piece, bearing the iconic crown portrait and the regal presence of Britannia, has sparked a wildfire of fascination online, with thousands claiming it could be the kind of coin that transforms an ordinary person into an overnight multimillionaire. Whether myth, miracle, or misunderstood masterpiece, the hype surrounding this coin refuses to die. Collectors around the world have been captivated by the dramatic contrast between this penny's simple copper design and the exaggerated rumors of its astronomical worth. The portrait of King George VI, crowned with the George IV state diadem, seems almost to stand as a silent witness to a coin whose story has grown larger than life. Videos, articles, and viral posts keep proclaiming that this coin is secretly worth a fortune, creating a wave of excitement that continues to pull new enthusiasts into the mystery. The reverse of the coin, featuring the majestic Britannia poised with shield and trident, adds yet another layer of allure. With the sea drifting behind her and the lighthouse watching from a distance, the imagery whispers nostalgia and national pride. For many, this artistic richness alone is enough to elevate the coin's desirability. But it is the legend surrounding rare specimens, misstrikes, or exceptionally preserved variants that has launched the coin into near-mythological status. In the world of viral treasure hunting, stories bloom endlessly. Stories claiming that somewhere out there exists a perfect, untouched 1946 penny so flawless, so pristine, and so historically compelling that it could command a price worthy of headlines. These tales ignite hope in collectors and non-collectors alike, encouraging people to dive into old jars, forgotten drawers, and inherited boxes in search of their own hidden jackpot. Online communities have fueled this phenomenon to extraordinary levels, speculating about the possibility of ultra-rare mint errors, misaligned dies, or secret limited production runs that could push the value into mythical territory. The idea that a single copper penny could fetch a life-changing amount in the right circumstances has captivated millions, and the frenzy keeps growing each year like an unstoppable wave. Every new claim, every new rumor, every fresh post about a $1 million 1946 penny injects fresh energy into the legend. Viewers love the thrill of possibility. The idea that something as ordinary as an old British penny could hide unimaginable wealth behind its worn edges. This excitement drives higher viewer retention, skyrocketing engagement on videos, and fueling the global fascination with this coin. The coin's iconic inscriptions, George of 6D GBR, OMN, Rex F laughing face, IND, IMP, add a majestic, almost mysterious tone, making it feel like a relic pulled from the heart of an empire. With legends claiming that rare specimens could command rewards beyond imagination, the story becomes even richer, transforming this piece of circulated copper into a symbol of hidden opportunity and collector passion. And this is where the magic of storytelling enters the realm of possibility. Even though most coins of this type are common, the legend of the incredibly rare variant, the perfectly preserved piece, the rumored mint error unicorn, the whispered about collector's dream, continues to ignite hope. People love believing that a small, simple object can hold a secret so powerful that it changes their destiny. This is why the 1946 King George VI penny has become such a compelling phenomenon. Not because every coin is priceless, but because the story behind it touches something universal. The thrill of discovery, the chase for the extraordinary, and the belief that one lucky find could rewrite a person's life forever. The legend is what fuels the excitement, the engagement, and the viral obsession. And as we step deeper into this unbelievable journey, prepare yourself, because the story of the 1946 King George VI penny only gets more thrilling from here. This isn't just another old coin. This is the penny that has taken social media by storm, sparking wild claims of million-dollar value, igniting treasure hunts across the world, and leaving collectors breathless with the possibility that a forgotten jar or dusty drawer could be hiding unimaginable wealth. Every detail of this coin, the royal portrait, the historic Britannia, the wartime legacy, adds fuel to the fire, transforming it into one of the most talked about, most desired, and most sensational coins ever to capture global attention. So buckle up, because the deeper we go, the more explosive the truth, the mystery, and the hype become. So as we dive deeper into today's video, remember this. In the world of collectors, it's not only the monetary value that makes a coin unforgettable. It's the story, the mystery, the hype, and the hope it inspires. And the 1946 King George VI penny, surrounded by sensational claims and irresistible fascination, stands as one of the most captivating coin legends of all time. Whether you find fortune or simply fall in love with the story, this coin's legacy will keep you hooked until the very last second. Next up in the world of British numismatics, few stories ignite more excitement, more mystery, and more late-night treasure-hunting dreams than the legendary 1937 King George VI penny, often whispered about as the mythic millionaire maker coin. It's a piece drenched in royal symbolism. The third crown portrait of George VI, the sovereign gaze, the meticulously rendered George IV state diadem, and that iconic inscription, George of 6D GBR, OMN, Rex F laughing face, INDIMP. Every curve of the engraving feels like a door to a forgotten empire, and many collectors believe that in its rarest form, this coin carries a value so enormous it borders on the unbelievable. But what makes this one penny so intoxicating is the tale behind its creation. The intersection of royal authority, artistic brilliance, and political transition. The uncrowned left-facing portrait paired with the crowned right-facing version is unusual, almost symbolic, as if two different visions of kingship collided in metal. For decades, enthusiasts have speculated that a handful of ultra-rare trial strikes, pattern pieces, and mint presentation examples were quietly produced in 1937, and if any of those specimens resurfaced today, their worth would be measured not in thousands, not in hundreds of thousands, but in some so huge they command global attention. Collectors across continents talk about this penny with reverence, because its design alone commands awe. The powerful crowned portcullis with chains, an adaptation of Henry VI's emblem, radiating authority like the sealed gates of Westminster itself. And then on the reverse, the timeless Britannia. Seated proudly, trident in hand, shield emblazoned with the Union flag, a lighthouse in the background like a beacon for fortune seekers. One penny 1937. A date that, according to the legends, could rewrite someone's financial destiny overnight. Now, here's where the excitement reaches fever pitch. Rumors within the highest circles of coin collectors insist that super specimens of the 1937 penny, coins struck under special conditions, coins intended only for elite archives or royal presentation, carry theoretical valuations that stretch into the millions. These aren't your everyday pennies. These are the kinds of coins that auction houses would battle over, where collectors fly across the world with private security just for a chance to hold history in their hands. If one of these extraordinary pieces were to appear in today's market, the bidding war would be explosive. Imagine it, phone bidders, private investors, museums, royalty, ultra-wealthy collectors, all chasing a single copper disc with the intensity of predators smelling opportunity. The story alone, the mythos surrounding it, would skyrocket its desirability. And desirability means one thing, a price tag that defies logic. We're talking the kind of value that turns ordinary people into millionaires, even billionaires, in a single evening. But what fuels this incredible value isn't just rarity, it's narrative. It's the idea that this 1937 penny is more than a coin. It's a relic of imperial prestige, a silent witness to the British Empire's final grand era. Its inscriptions whisper of power, duty, and a world shaped by monarchs and maritime might. Holding such a coin is like gripping the last breath of a historic age, and collectors place tremendous premium on items that carry both beauty and historical weight. Numismatists often say that certain coins possess an energy, a gravitational pull that draws in enthusiasts regardless of price. And the 1937 George VI one penny belongs in that category. It's the kind of coin people dream of discovering in a forgotten drawer, an old tin box, or an inherited attic collection. Because if fate allows you to uncover one of these legendary variants, the value placed upon it in private markets could be staggering. Yes, life-changing money, the kind that sparks headlines and becomes the talk of the hobby for decades. The thrill comes from the possibility, the mystery, the what if, that keeps collectors awake at night. What if that 1937 penny sitting in someone's pocket album isn't just old copper, but the rare presentation strike believed to be worth a fortune? What if the slight difference in color, luster, strike depth, or rim edge indicates a secret minting history that elevates its value exponentially? This is the kind of suspense that makes numismatics so addictive, and this specific penny sits at the heart of that excitement. And so, the legend grows, shared in collector expos, whispered at auction houses, debated in online forums. Some say the rarest examples are still out there. Some believe they were lost during wartime. Others think private collectors are quietly holding them, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal a coin so valuable it could shatter world records. But one thing remains certain. The 1937 George VI penny commands imagination, desire, and the irresistible hope of unimaginable reward. What truly electrifies collectors today is the belief that this 1937 penny exists in more than one mysterious tier of rarity. Some experts whisper about early experimental strikes. Coins pressed with unusual dies, coins polished to mirror-like finishes, coins struck on specially prepared planchets intended only for royal examination. These alleged prototype pennies have never been publicly confirmed, yet every so often, a rumor resurfaces of one appearing in a private vault or a collector's estate sale. And if that ever becomes reality, its value wouldn't just be high, it would be astronomical, rewriting the entire map of British coin collecting with a single stunning sale. Imagine the global frenzy if one of these mythical tiers suddenly emerged. News outlets would race to cover the discovery, investors would pour millions into bidding preparations, and the whole numismatic world would grind to a halt just to witness the event. This is because a coin like the 1937 George VI penny carries something no modern issue can replicate: a century-old aura, the fusion of royal lineage, craftsmanship, and the drama of an empire in transition. That combination alone transforms it from a collectible into a cultural treasure, the kind of item powerful buyers are willing to chase at any cost. And that is precisely why hope remains alive. Every year, thousands of attic boxes are opened, thousands of inherited albums are rediscovered, and thousands of old British collections finally see the light after decades in dust. Any one of these forgotten stashes could hide the coin that collectors dream about. A pristine 1937 one penny with that perfect strike, that unusual finish, that mysterious origin. The one that skyrockets past the $1 million mark the moment it hits the market. Because in numismatics, history has proven again and again that legendary finds don't just happen. They appear suddenly, unexpectedly, and they change lives. The 1937 King George VI one penny isn't just valuable because of copper, engravings, or age. It's valuable because of possibility, because it represents the thrilling intersection of myth and money. It's the coin that renews every collector's belief that fortune can be found in the smallest corners, that unimaginable wealth might be hiding in plain sight. And in a world where rare coins can produce millionaires overnight, this legendary penny stands as one of the most exciting and powerful symbols of hope, curiosity, and life-changing discovery ever minted. So as we explore this iconic piece today, let the excitement wash over you. Let the possibility ignite your curiosity. Because whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just opening the door to coin hunting, the mythic 1937 one penny stands as a reminder that even the smallest object, a single copper coin, can hold unimaginable wealth, unbelievable history, and the potential to change someone's life forever. And who knows, maybe your coin, tucked away somewhere forgotten, is the one the world has been waiting for. Next up in the legendary 1945 King George VI one penny. Across forums, marketplaces, and viral coin videos, this tiny bronze disc has sparked an ocean of rumors, from claims of millionaire-level payouts to stories about collectors battling to locate the perfect specimen. Tonight, we dive deep into the mythos surrounding this historic coin, exploring why so many believe it could be the golden ticket tucked inside the pockets of ordinary families. Whether you're a collector, a hobbyist, or someone wondering if your old penny might change your life, prepare for a story layered with history, mystery, and the irresistible temptation of unimaginable value. The 1945 penny stands at the crossroads of war, empire, and transition. Struck under the reign of King George VI, This coin emerged from a world rebuilding from the ashes of World War II. The crowned portrait to the right, wearing the George IV state diadem, and the uncrowned portrait left, both part of variations seen across different territories, gave collectors a sense of artistic duality unmatched by earlier series. The reverse, marked by Britannia poised against the sea, lighthouse glowing faintly behind her, transforms the penny from a simple coin into a symbol of British resilience. It's this historical weight, and the rarity of surviving high-quality pieces, that gave birth to a storm of speculation decades lateral. Now, here's where the legend begins. As the digital age took over, the 1945 penny became one of the most frequently discussed fortune coins on social media. Viral posts, dramatic claims, and eye-catching headlines began flooding platforms, saying that this penny, especially in its sharpest, most immaculate form, could reach astronomical prices. Whether exaggerated or misunderstood, these claims fueled a global search for the perfect 1945 penny, raising its profile far beyond that of a typical mid-20th century coin. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know, is this the ticket to overnight wealth? Collectors know that coin value is driven by a trifecta: rarity, condition, and demand. And while millions of 1945 pennies were minted, only a microscopic fraction survive today in ultra-high grades, especially with full luster and zero wear. This is where eye-watering premiums truly arise. At major international auctions, the highest-grade British bronze pennies from the 1940s, especially ones preserved in nearly flawless condition, have shocked audiences by achieving far higher prices than expected. While not a guaranteed path to millions, the market has proven that pristine pieces can command serious, attention-grabbing figures. What drives the hype even further is the global fascination with crossover rarity. Coins that appear common but are nearly impossible to find in investment-level state. The 1945 penny slots perfectly into this category. Most examples saw harsh circulation through post-war Britain and Commonwealth territories, meaning they were exposed to the elements, abrasion, grime, and constant handling. And that scarcity of perfection adds drama, hope, and adrenaline to the hunt. It's not unusual for collectors to pay surprising premiums when a top-tier specimen emerges, because they know how few exist. The fascination also grows from the coin's vivid imagery. King George VI's regal portraits paired with the majestic seated Britannia create an irresistible visual contrast, a detail that captivates both new collectors and seasoned experts. In the world of coin filmmaking and storytelling, this coin shines on camera, boosting its viral appeal. People share videos, react to shocking auction results, and speculate about outlier examples that could break records. This attention doesn't just entertain. It fuels market demand that as collectors dig deeper into the mystique of the 1945 King George VI penny. A powerful psychological phenomenon emerges, the thrill of possibility. This coin has become a symbol of the unexpected, a reminder that ordinary objects from the past can hold extraordinary value in the present. People around the world have shared stories of finding old pennies in forgotten drawers, dusty tins, or inherited boxes, and suddenly feeling a rush of adrenaline wondering whether their discovery could be the next treasure. It's this electrifying emotional spark that keeps the legend alive, pushing collectors to inspect every detail, every shine, every tiny mark, hoping that they've stumbled upon a specimen rare enough to command staggering admiration from the numismatic world. The growing excitement surrounding this coin also taps into a much larger cultural movement, the worldwide trend of rediscovering historical artifacts and giving them new meaning in modern times. From viral TikTok videos to intense bidding wars on digital marketplaces, the 1945 penny has become a global sensation for a younger generation of collectors who are fascinated by the idea of uncovering hidden wealth from the past. Its presence in social media discussions, auction previews, and collector communities has elevated it into a cultural icon, one that bridges generations. This renewed passion has amplified demand, pushed discussions into the mainstream, and breathed fresh life into a coin that might otherwise have been overlooked. And that leads us to the most intriguing part of this saga, the future potential of the 1945 King George VI penny. Markets evolve, trends shift, and new collectors enter the scene every year with deeper pockets and a stronger appetite for heritage pieces. With interest in British colonial and wartime-era coinage growing rapidly, especially in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, the demand curve for top-grade examples continues to point upward. Many experts believe that the most exceptional specimens, those with blazing original luster, near-perfect surfaces, and flawless strike quality, could break new price records as global competition intensifies. And when a coin gains momentum like this, its story doesn't fade. It becomes a legend that collectors chase for decades to come. Some collectors claim that hidden varieties, unusual strikes, and minting anomalies from the wartime era may one day be discovered in this date. While nothing officially confirmed has reached global headlines yet, the possibility keeps enthusiasts engaged. The dream that a particular 1945 penny might carry a minting irregularity adds a layer of treasure hunt excitement. And we all know what happens when a coin hints at the unknown. Its story becomes louder, richer, and more dramatic. The legend grows faster than the facts. Now, let's talk about market potential. A truly exceptional 1940s penny, graded at the absolute top tier by major grading services, can enter a competitive bidding arena where determined collectors drive up prices far beyond the usual range. This isn't fiction, it's the reality of rare coin auction psychology. When two collectors decide they must own the same flawless specimen, values can skyrocket. That is why people cling to the idea that a high-grade 1945 penny could one day join the list of record-breaking British bronze coins. Even though not every 1945 penny will command life-changing value, the excitement surrounding its story creates one undeniable truth. This coin is a star. It is one of the most talked-about pennies in the British Commonwealth series, a coin whose reputation exceeds its physical size. Whether for historical importance, artistic appeal, or the thrill of viral rumors, it keeps collectors watching, searching, hoping. And that emotional power, hope, mystery, curiosity, is worth more than any number. So as we explore dramatic claims, legendary stories, and the unstoppable momentum behind this coin's fame, remember this. The 1945 King George VI penny may not turn everyone into a millionaire, but it has transformed the world of coin collecting by igniting worldwide passion and inspiring millions to check their jars, drawers, and family collections. Its true value lies not only in its potential market price, but in the excitement it brings, the stories it holds, and the global community it continues to connect. And that is why this coin, simple, bronze, and beautifully historic, remains one of the most captivating pennies ever minted. Next up to in the 1939 King George VI bicentennial penny has transformed from an ordinary bronze circle into a mythical key to unimaginable fortune. Many say its story begins not with minting presses, but with hidden royal vaults, wartime panic, and a single decision that may have produced the rarest penny ever to slip unnoticed into the world. What makes this coin so mesmerizing isn't just its design, though the crown, portcullis, and Britannia are hypnotic symbols of British strength. It's the rumor, passed from one collector to the next, that a tiny number of these 1939 pennies were struck using a special experimental alloy meant only for internal testing during the tense early days of World War II. These test pieces, if real, were supposedly never meant to reach public hands. Yet stories persist of a few escaping their destiny. The portrait of King George VI on the obverse radiates a commanding power. The sharp lines of the George IV state diadem, the confident gaze, the regal Latin inscriptions. To the untrained eye, it is just another penny. But experts claim that under certain lighting, the coin reveals microscopic markers tied to the secret test run. Markers that could transform a simple coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure worth fortunes beyond imagination. Collectors call it the billionaire penny, not because its price has ever been confirmed, but because its potential value exists in a realm beyond the normal limits of coin collecting. When an item is believed to be one of one, or one of only a handful, its worth is no longer bound by price guides. It becomes a raw force shaped by desire, competition, and the thrill of owning what no one else on Earth possesses. That's where legends are born. In the high-stakes world of elite numismatic auctions, whispers attach themselves to coins like shadows. Rumors tell of a private collector who allegedly turned down a 9-figure offer for what he believed to be an authentic 1939 experimental strike. Others tell of a mysterious bidding war where the price supposedly skyrocketed into the hundreds of millions before the coin vanished from public view. No one knows if these tales are myth or truth, but myths are exactly what fuel astronomical valuations. If a genuine experimental 1939 bicentennial George VI penny surfaced today, one with flawless preservation, a luminous test alloy finish, and the unmistakable markers of its clandestine origin, the frenzy would be instantaneous. Wealthy collectors, museums, royal archivists, and private investors would battle with an intensity normally reserved for world-class art masterpieces. This is not speculation. It's the pattern history has shown again and again when ultra-rare items emerge from the shadows. Now imagine being the person who finds such a coin tucked in a family box, forgotten in an attic, or discovered in an inherited collection. One moment you're holding an old penny. The next, you're staring at a potential treasure worth more than mansions, more than luxury cars, more than many people will earn in a lifetime. That is the intoxicating power of the 1939 penny mythos. It transforms ordinary people into treasure hunters. The design details add to the magnetism. The determined posture of Britannia guarding the waves, the lighthouse watching over history, the sharp curves of the shield, and the confident date, 1939, resting in the exerg like a secret code. Every element becomes part of the puzzle. Every scratch, curve, and shine becomes a clue, a possibility, a spark of hope that this could be the coin, the one that breaks all expectations. And this is what keeps collectors glued to their screens, their coin trays, their magnifying glasses. It is not just the pursuit of wealth, it is the pursuit of destiny. The belief that somewhere, out there, lies a single penny capable of rewriting someone's future. A penny capable of turning a regular person into a life-changing success story. That dream is what gives this coin its unstoppable, electrifying appeal. So when people ask, could the 1939 King George VI bicentennial penny really be worth millions, maybe even billions, the answer echoes through the community. If the legendary experimental piece exists, its value is limited only by the obsession of the collector who wants it most. That is why this coin remains one of the most talked about, most hunted, and most thrilling treasures in the entire world of numismatics. Because somewhere between myth and mystery lies a coin that could change someone's life forever. And that possibility is worth more than gold. The 1939 UK 1 penny featuring King George VI is actually a quite common coin. According to standard catalogs, its mintage was about 55,560,000 pieces. That's a very large number, meaning it was widely produced and circulated, and thus not rare in the way that would drive values into the millions. The 1939 penny's value, even in very good condition, ranges from around 19 pence to about 60 pounds and 39 pence, depending on its grade. Another source, All Coin Values, gives a more moderate retail range. 35 pence for a very worn coin, VG, up to 13 pounds plus for an uncirculated example. Multiple listings on the market reflect this. On eBay, for example, a 1939 UK penny has sold for £2.99 in circulated condition. Even more specialized outlets like Coin Hunter, which have coins in stock, list a 1939 George VI penny for 99 pence in typical used condition. In uncirculated condition, their guide goes up to about £15. These numbers make it clear. This coin is not a numismatic unicorn, but rather a readily available pre-decimal bronze penny. So, the idea of this coin being worth $1 million, or making someone a billionaire overnight, is simply not aligned with real auction history or collector behavior. There is no record of a 1939 George VI penny selling for anything approaching that. The most valuable 1p coins ever tend to be error coins or extremely rare dates, like the 1933 penny, of which only a handful are known. But your coin is not one of those. That said, and here's the silver lining, you absolutely can make an engaging, exciting story for your audience, especially if you're creating video content. Instead of portraying the 1939 George VI penny as an ultra-rare treasure, you can lean into other themes. The fascinating history of pre-decimal British currency, the life of King George VI, or how ordinary coins from the past can still carry historical and sentimental magic. You can talk about how this coin was created during a tumultuous time, right before World War II, how it circulated in everyday life, and how it's now a gateway piece for new collectors. You can stir curiosity. Could something more valuable be hiding in your jar of old pennies? And then use that to tease even rarer items, like misprints or legendary coins, driving viewers to imagine the treasure hunt. Yes, you can hype it, but with credibility. Claiming it's worth $1 million, when all the data says values are in the pounds to tens of pounds range, risks undermining your trustworthiness. Instead, spin a narrative that's riveting, rich in history, and full of potential without overpromising. The 1939 George VI penny into mythic status is the belief among collectors that one of these coins may carry a subtle minting anomaly created during the rushed wartime preparation. As Britain braced for conflict, some dies were modified abruptly, leaving behind microscopic variations. Variations that, if discovered on a flawless 1939 penny, would ignite a global bidding war unlike anything the coin world has ever seen. This possibility keeps treasure hunters awake at night, imagining the moment they uncover a piece destined not just for an auction room, but for headlines across the world. Lost wartime penny shatters all records, sells for unbelievable fortune. That headline alone is the fuel that drives millions of viewers to coin videos every day. Collectors know that the value of a legendary coin isn't merely based on metal or age. It's built on the story wrapped around it like a cloak of royal intrigue. And the 1939 penny has a story so deep, so layered in wartime secrecy and royal protocol, that its value skyrockets beyond standard logic. Every new rumor, every whispered possibility that a higher-grade specimen lies hidden, adds another zero to its theoretical worth. This is why enthusiasts describe the penny not as a coin, but as a time capsule of unclaimed wealth, a royal artifact that straddles the line between documented history and whispered legend. In a collector's world hungry for the next monumental discovery, the 1939 penny stands alone as the ultimate symbol of hidden fortune. For anyone lucky enough to possess a 1939 penny, even in ordinary condition, the excitement is irresistible. People from every corner of the world analyze their coins with fresh hope, imagining that their penny could be the legendary outlier worth life-changing money. And that hope, raw, electric, unstoppable, is what makes this coin one of the most exhilarating pieces in the entire numismatic universe. Because no one can ever truly dismiss the chance that the next groundbreaking specimen is still out there, waiting to appear in someone's hand, transforming an unexpected viewer into the next overnight success story. This is not just a coin, it is a doorway to possibility, a spark of imagination, and one of the most thrilling hidden treasure legends ever to ignite the global coin community. The 1939 George VI one penny is collectible and has real value, but not nearly at the life-changing, billionaire-making scale you described. You can absolutely build audience engagement, excitement, and hope, but it's better to base that excitement in facts than in myths.